Hello friends, I just want to explain. I haven't been on for a while. I've been busy doing other things and gardening and planting flowers and mostly just flowers. And the fabric that I've gotten, I'm making something different from it. So these are actually pot pinchers and they look like this. These ones are kind of patriotic, and your thumb goes in down here and your fingers go into the top. There you go, like that. And then you put your other thumb in the other one and your fingers in the other one, and they have little hooks that you can hang them up with. And not all of them come with the hooks to hang them up on, but that was something I decided I thought I'd kind of like to do. But they keep your hands from getting burnt, like your fingers and thumbs when you're handling a hot pan. Say you want to just pull something off the stove and you don't have a pot holder handy, and then you can grab this. So these ones are the patriotic, and then I have some Americana ones that are kind of, these aren't finished yet, but when I make this bottom seam and then do zigzag on it too and secure it good, then it's going to flip inside out and it's going to look like this, except for you'll have, that's the palm, and then this will be your other side where your thumb and fingers go. So not sure you can see it very well, but I enjoy making them. Right now it's getting to be kind of an assembly line because I have some people that are interested in them. And so, but I can do various colors, and how you make them is I actually have some that are with all the layers together, and they have, not all of them have this Insulbrite on them, but they get trimmed around the edges, and then I turn them right side out. This one's not trimmed, but how you trim them is you pick one layer that's closest to your batting and you turn it right side out. It's not really that hard. It goes better when it's trimmed. And then I'm looking for, I have templates that I use that are right here somewhere, and I will find them. Here they are. Okay, this is a bottom template, and I don't really find that I need it now. I'm using a long one that's shaped like this. And then I use a half one. So I cut two pieces in this shape. Then I cut another two pieces in this shape. And then I do all of the same things with a different color, like that you're gonna have on the inside. Like I use the Americana with maybe the red on the inside. I kind of like to vary it so that way you can find where the pocket is. I kind of like the pockets to be a little different color. I have some pockets. These are going to be blue, and I'm going to look and see if I can find that template that I made. I made the templates according to a pattern on another lady's page when I was making them, when I first started making them, and they were shaped like this. Well, I really didn't kind of like that point. See, your thumb can still go in. They actually have a longer area for your fingers, but I like them rounded. So I grabbed this old paper, cardboard. It came from some box that I had something in. And so I started making them a round shape. So when they get done, they're shaped like this. So anyway, you do two pieces like this, and 2 pieces like the contrasting color. Then go back and make another 2 pieces like this in the contrasting color. And I like to add about 1/4 inch on the bottom. And then you're gonna put that top piece. There's a piece that's shaped like half of this, the top half of this. So it goes down to about here. I lay that on the fabric, and I don't have the piece right here to show you, but I have one of these that actually is cut straight across, and I lay it at the top, line it up with the top, and then use my cutter to cut across the fabric. And then that makes your pieces for, use 2 of them, of like the red that you're going to use for the liner. And you want 2 of each of those. You want like 2 of the tops and 2 of the bottoms. And that'll happen when you put that template on here and cut in half, when you have 2 pieces layered. So then that becomes the inside. Now I have some that are cut, so they will look like, here's 2 of the liner top pieces, the like top half will be shaped like that, like a kind of like the other shape I showed you, but without the point. What I did is I took a plate, and here's the bottom part, and you'll have 2 pieces of that. Then you'll put, so I was going to put these 2 together. Here's a couple. You put this with your contrasting piece. These are not, I'm not going to make these because they're a different color. They're way too different to put together. But I usually use brown or yellow. And you put them face to face. You put the outside together with that. Stitch across the center. And then I press it open. Doesn't have to be pressed open. I don't really press them open. I press the seam to one side or the other. Flatten it out. I do another iron on the top. I press it down. And then I fold it this way. Then you have your inside and outside of this. So then I do the same with the bottom. And I'll go through it to show you after I make sure everything is kosher here with my recording. I haven't been recording for a while, so I'm kind of out of touch. So I've just been busy going crazy making these. I've made a stack of them here, and then I have another stack. These are just solid flowers with like lavender, but I saw there was some cobalt kind of color that matches the purple good enough. So I said, okay, go. They get lint on them. So, but here's a farmer one, and this one was one of the ones I was just trying. So it has like a solid back where I turned it the wrong way on purpose. And then I turned the bottom this way on purpose. So you'll see, this is what they look like. And then the backs are even different. So I was just getting regulated to doing them. That was like one of the second ones I did. Then I really like this turquoise color, and so I made those. And you'll see none of these have hooks because I wasn't thinking about putting hooks on them yet. And then here is some leftover fabric I had, and I added it to the farmer fabric that I had for the inside, and had some leftover quilting stuff that was in the white, and I actually even had to piece it together. There's a seam going down the center, but hey, it's on the palm, so no big deal. And then when I get to making them, I will show you when I get to putting them together to where you can see what's going on. Then I'll show you which side. My Insulbrite is maybe not actually Insulbrite. This is a I had some that was both the same on both sides, that looked like this on both sides. And what it does is it keeps the heat from burning you. It reflects the heat back toward the outer part. Like if you have this headed toward your palm and the heat comes toward you, then you will want this to go toward the back piece. It's going to go on the palm. So when you're stacking them, you will stack this face up, I believe. Let's see, when you stack them, this will be face up. And you'll have all your layers, and then you have this face up so that when you turn it all right side out, this layer on the back is your palm layer, and the heat portion will be reflected toward, not toward your palm, but away from your palm. If you had the Insulbright that was like this, I had this and I ran out. I had this side. This one, it doesn't really matter which direction, because I think, oh yeah, because it looks the same on both sides. And it works. It just keeps the heat away from you so you don't get burned. I started out by using these in pot holders, and then I started making bowl cozies and for bowls to put your bowls in. And I didn't really want them to ever be put in a microwave, but it's kind of hard. You don't want to just tell people by word of mouth, don't put these in a microwave, because sometimes they might forget, their kids might forget, their husband might forget. These, I think this was some Riley Blake fabric. I might be wrong, but I did actually make my son a quilt with some of these. And I really like those ones. I didn't use this square, I don't think, for his quilt. So, or that, pattern. I used different colors. Then I decided to start with some different colors. I thought, well, people do like pink. And then this was, I think, the first one that I put these little straps on, first or second. And they work just as well. And this one, I think it's got Insulbright, but I can't remember. Some of them don't. So they don't work long term. Like if you have hot steam coming up at your hand and these are on your hand, they'll block a little bit of the heat, but you shouldn't hold it for an extended period of time. You shouldn't hold that hot item like that, thinking that these are going to do the magic trick, because they're good for, so many seconds and then put the pan down. So I really like these ones because of the yellow. I was using the yellow for a sunflower one, and then I saw this fabric with the bees, and then I also could have coordinated it with either black on the inside, or this is yellow and white polka dots. I don't know if you can see it, but you could also use like the teal color, or I think that's turquoise actually, or any of those other little colors in there, or orange. I do have some orange, and there's some orange in here. It's just not one of the big standout colors, predominant colors. So, but I got on to making these. I really enjoyed doing the patriotic ones, and this is the 250th anniversary of the United States, so I kind of thought this would be a good thing this year. And then I got onto these because they were more fun, and I saw the fabric at Walmart and grabbed it. I thought, I really need to buy some fabric that has more all-American things on them. It has cowboy boots, a cowboy hat, a guitar, a sunflower. It says Land of the Free. And I kind of really just like those. So that was why I picked that fabric, and I figured it would coordinate with red really well. So for now, I think that was all I needed to show you. I have some farmer ones that I'm pretty proud of. And then I have another one. I got this one I'm gonna give to somebody as a gift, and I like the pink and the green together, and it's real pale. It reminds me of vintage, and she said she wanted those. It's a friend of mine. So then I have more of the farm ones. I have some of the farm ones with the gingham, and I really like them. They look cute with the black and white gingham. I also have some red and white gingham that I could use for the liners, and they're kind of cute. So for now, I'm just going to finish cleaning my messy room, but my sewing room, I do have some like this that have yellow as the contrasting color for the pockets. And so I have to get busy on those. So I'm gonna review this and make sure it's okay. And then you guys let me know if you like them. There's the bottom. I'll find the top piece. What it is my sewing room has become kind of an assembly mess. And it's kind of just, I was just making them and making a mess and making them and making a mess. So there's like messes of fabric that I have cuttings of. The actual little straps are like this. They should be at least 4 inches long. And you just fold them and press them to the shape you want them for your straps. What I do is, it's kind of like making binding. You'll take a piece that's about 2 1/4 inch wide, and then fold one of them in halfway. What I do is crease it first with my iron or my fingers, and then I fold the other one in halfway, and then I do this, and then I make a seam down all the way on the part that you just folded shut, and then that's ready for your tabs, or your, not tabs, but your hooks. So I'm going to review this, make sure it's okay, and then I'll be busy making these, and you can let me know